I got a bunch of niggas in the studio. That's gang. Everybody good over there. I never been a hater. I just stick to my paper like a stick. Yellow ball, smoking purple, LA Lakers. They should give me poo-poo, don't know Baker. Double cup of carrot juice. Oh, that's my savage juice. I just caught the Audemars. Oh, in a paddock too. Tripping in that iceberg. Oh, in that carrot too. Hey, bro, don't you come down? Cause I done had to. They said that they pack it. Oh, we pack it too. Run up like what's poppin' and what's bracket too. Said I would get rich, that made it happen too. Take a picture with your jacket too. Savage mode. Racking and roll. Clapping up. Now you can go. She popping a bean. Then on lean. Off white, off night. Cookies and cream. That's that big drip. Big rich. Big body, big whips. Big glocks. Big guap, big knots. Big goons. Small bros, big moves, big moves. Sauce it up. All these trips, wipe your trip, wipe your
Fans, come check out the 2019 Kyrie Invitational apparel. Get your hands on all the exclusive merch, including goodies and tees. Come check it out right here on the main concourse.
Like, what you doing? No, bro. I got Curie some clean stone there. I'm really trying to start. You alone, you heard? You little homie. Get your...
Welcome back to the BK and the Barclays Center. Live here, courtside with Kazim Famuide. I'm the voice, Bobby C. The 2019 Kyrie Invitational is coming at you. And this time around, it is the girls who will get a chance to shine at game number 2. Again, live from the Barclays Center. It's been a great afternoon so far, Kaz. I'm really excited as we get a chance to see Philly versus Brooklyn in game number 2.
Yeah, and if there's anything you know about Philly and Brooklyn, it's both hard-nosed cities, especially when it comes to basketball of all types, men or women. And especially Neumann Goretti, a storied program, a program that's put out so many great college basketball players going up against an up-and-coming South Shore program in Brooklyn. I'm really excited to see this game. If there's anything like the last game, man, we're in for a treat, man. I can't wait.
So Kyle Cuff Jr., of course, with the big performance in game number 1, 26 points as Blair Academy stays undefeated. And now we have to find out who's going to be the next star in game number 2. Very excited to see the young ladies get a chance to play on the big stage. And I think a lot of the fans are excited as well because there's some big-time recruits in this one, Kaz. I mean, you know, I think girls basketball, women's basketball specifically, has come a long way the last couple of years. And as you mentioned, these two programs have really put, I think, girls basketball on the map. I mean, this is a place to go. Both of them are places to go if you want to play high-level high school hoops.
Of course, man, and especially when it comes to playing, especially a team like South Shore from Brooklyn, New York, playing at the Barclays Center in the Kyrie Invitational with like the star player from Brooklyn. It doesn't get any much bigger than it does for South Shore right now, man. So I'm really excited to see how they turn up.
The voice of the Brooklyn Nets, Olivier Sidara, calling out the starting lineups. We mentioned it in the first game, how awesome it must be to hear your voice in the starting lineup being called out by the voice of the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, yeah, these are absolute. Oh, hey, what's up, Vic? Like, I'm going to count on Vic, co-host of the Kaz and Vic show on Slam right now. But yeah, when it comes to right now, like, this is not just a big opportunity for, the players. It's a big opportunity for everybody, man. Like, when you get to play on the Barclays Center court on the week of Christmas, on Festivus for the rest of us, it's a fire opportunity, especially for South Shore. I'm pulling for them. They're the hometown team. They're the only Brooklyn team playing in the Kyrie Invitational today. So you know I got to root for those guys.
BK's finest, and there's plenty of female exposure in game number 2. 2 high-profile programs with a chance to get the glory here at the Barclays Center. You know, South Shore, 5 consecutive city championships, Kaz. 5. You know, and 18 seasons for the head coach, Anwar Gladden, also from Brooklyn. 18 seasons is a long time to be shaping and molding a program, and he's got to be excited about the opportunity to really be in front of the hometown fans, as you mentioned, and getting a chance to shine and do big things here in Brooklyn.
Well, absolutely. And one thing with South Shore, if you're going to put your program on the map, there's no better way to put it on the map than going against Neumann Goretti, one of the most storied programs in girls high school hoops in Brooklyn, in your hometown, in your backyard. They got cheerleaders out here. They got damn near the entire South Shore High School behind us coming to watch the game. It's going to be insane, man. But they got the work cut out for them. Neumann Goretti's been here for a reason. They are an absolute powerhouse program. They turn out high-level college basketball players each and every single year on the boys and girls team. So I'm really excited to see this game. I'm really excited to see where the haves and have-nots of girls high school basketball are right now.
I asked Coach Gladden about what we could expect to see from South Shore, and he said to me, Bobby, you're going to see an intense style. Both Kaz and I talked to the players before the game, and they mentioned to us that same concept that we've heard. It's been kind of a common theme, a common thread for all of the teams participating in the Kyrie Invitational, brought to you by Nike. They said to both Kaz and I that it's all about unity. It's about when one person makes a mistake, there's going to be someone else that's going to be able to pick them up. And they also said to us that there's going to be this concept that we all make a mistake. If one of us makes a mistake, we all make a mistake. So putting the school on the map today, South Shore here in Brooklyn, is this concept of unity coming together. And I think Coach Anwar Gladden has done a really great job of making South Shore accountable. They've held them accountable this season. And again, I'm really excited to see them play against this Neumann Goretti team that's built another championship program based on defense.
Absolutely. It's we before me. It's we before me with a lot of high school teams. That's why every high school jersey, you either have no names on the back or the name of the school on the back. Because it's all about the team. It's all about unity. It's all about what you can do for your fellow teammate, your fellow student, your fellow friend. You know, and this is one of the last times that high school basketball is fun to you guys. So we're tipped off right now. South Shore wins the tip.
Neumann Goretti has won 4 of 5 championships over the last 5 years themselves. Their coaching staff said to expect to see an up-tempo game. They want to get out, make decisions on the break, and it's almost like organized street ball, which is exciting because we like up-tempo basketball here at the Barclays Center. No doubt about that.
That's my kind of hoops right there, man. We're going to see a lot of ankles getting broken, a lot of jumpers, a lot of wheeling and dealing. Got 2 turnovers in the first possessions of the game, but I feel like the nerves are going to calm these girls down just a little bit. And once the nerves calm down, we're going to get some real good high-action basketball.
South Shore is in the black. They've got the gold trim. And, of course, the Saints, Neumann Goretti in the white unis, underway here in the first. And looking for that first basket in the opening minutes.
Chloe Wilson.
We will give you the lineups, of course, as we go along.
Chloe Wilson with the tough take to the hoop. That foul's on the ground. No shot. Going up, stripped by Neumann Goretti.
Go back the other way for the Saints now on the offensive. Crossover action.
Double cross and what? Oh.
And a whistle. That was Diamond Johnson, number 3.
Now, Diamond Johnson was a huge transfer to Neumann Goretti this past season. They just got her this year right after Neumann Goretti won the state championships. So they're already loaded. It's like the rich get richer over in Pennsylvania.
Definitely excited to see her play this afternoon. She tries to take it strong to the basket. Her pass goes out of bounds, so we'll go back to South Shore on the turnover. Denasia Williams, number 2, will inbound. She goes to Alexa Nelson in the backcourt, gets it back. Williams back to Nelson. 6:56 here in the first on the left side. Good defense by the Saints.
You got a tip right here.
South Shore
to the rack. Short.
Cannot finish there either.
And Diamond Johnson got the rock.
Johnson looking for buckets, Kaz. Tough shot.
Good.
She gets it.
Diamond Johnson with the floater in the lane.
That is our first hoop of the ball game. South Shore back. Kateri Poole.
Tough bucket right there by Kateri Poole. And we got a tie game right now in the Barclays Center. Diamond Johnson and Kateri Poole going bucket for bucket. Started off in the Kyrie Invitational.
Hayes, number 2. Gets a little help on the screen. Steps up in the lane.
Oh, good
drop off.
Hayes.
That was for Krista Ricks, number 33. So Ricks, number 33. Johnson, number 3. Number 11 is Sierra Bermudez. 1, of course, is Janelle Price for the Saints. Ricks is at the line. And the other starter is Hayes for Neumann Goretti in the white. First free throw is good. For South Shore, number 15 is Shakira Fowles. 13 is Alexa Nelson, who we pointed out just moments ago. 2 is Denasia Williams. And rounding out their 5 is number 23, Chloe Wilson. And number 5, Poole. Back up top for Nelson. Guarded here by Janelle Price.
We're going to see some screen and roll action right now.
Steps up.
South Shore up and
running one-hander and a foul.
Alexia Nelson looks like she's going to shoot 2 shots right now. So South Shore's got some big bodies right now. So if they're going to run a lot of those pick and rolls, they're going to get a lot of opportunities to get to the rack. But I don't think Neumann Goretti has the bodies to really get over those tough screens that they're setting.
2 free throws. Kaz, this matchup features, again, 2 teams that have won a lot of championships the last decade. You know, we talked to the coaching staff for the Saints, and they said to us that they set 3 different goals coming into the season. One of them is to get that non-league schedule off to a good start, play well in the league, and establish themselves both in the city and the state. And again, it's all about championships. So, you know, the goals coming in, the coaching staff sets, and it's about little by little. And again, we're early in the season here, but the Saints continue to play well game after game, and this has been a really good team.
I agree, man. Well, you know, when it comes to a lot of these teams that play these non-conference games outside of their conference, yeah, they're great for more national notoriety. They're great for programs like this, like the Kyrie Invitational. But you always got to take care of your backyard. You always got to take care of home court, because you're gonna, after you're done playing against these nationally ranked teams, you go back home and you're playing those local teams that see you always in the newspapers, always getting the headlines, always getting all the attention. So you know you're going to get your best shot at those guys every time you go and play in your conference or play back at home.
And the word of the afternoon has been speechless. Most of the players have been saying to us the opportunity to play here in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, that they're just speechless. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a chance also to represent Philadelphia or Brooklyn or any of these places, even the Bronx in our first game, a chance to rep where you're from on a national stage.
Absolutely, man. Like, and when you get to play in an NBA court, on a pro-level court, a place that sits 15,000 people, Diamond Johnson with the in-and-out hezzy.
Johnson taking it to the 10.
In-and-out hezzy floater in the lane. Diamond Johnson with 4 points right now for Neumann Goretti.
And the Saints lead 7-2 here in the first.
Whoa.
Fancy handles.
Baby. Okay, we're talking now.
South Shore looking to fire back on 2. That
Bobby,
jump
can you
shot
tell we're in Brooklyn?
missed by Nelson. Yeah,
Brooklyn?
definitely. I think Biggie Smalls smiling down on this game.
Every crossover. Diamond Johnson from deep, and it's good.
Fires and hits.
They're going to need to talk it over.
It's
Diamond
like
Johnson.
1-on-5 right now here in the first, and that'll prompt a timeout. The Saints thriving, conniving, and mesmerizing behind Miss Johnson, who makes it a 10-2 lead.
Diamond Johnson is a walking bucket for Neumann Goretti so far. In and out crossovers, floaters, deep threes, getting into the paint. She's doing it all so far for Neumann Goretti.
Players are speechless, and here courtside, both Kaz and Bobby C are speechless by the start to this one, thanks to Diamond Johnson.
Yeah, man. I mean, she's the big get from Neumann Goretti after coming off a state championship. The rich got richer when Diamond Johnson decided to transfer to Neumann Goretti, and you see exactly why she's been worth all the hype.
Now, Kaz, on your resume, you played, of course, at St. Pat's. You played high-level college basketball. Is it hard to play in a venue like this? You played in some pretty big ones.
Honestly, it's not hard. It's different. You know, when you're used to playing in high school gyms and the place is always packed and, you know, it's got your student section rocking, you can kind of use the depth perception to be a better jump shooter. But when you're in the NBA arena and it's not necessarily all the way full and there's that wall of seats behind you, oh, my God, Diamond Johnson, what are you doing? Oh, baby.
Maje,
I'm sorry, that was not Diamond
Hayes.
Johnson.
Yeah, no, it's okay. She actually flared a little Johnson on that play.
Oh, my
Hayes
goodness.
taking it strong to the basket.
But, yeah, it's definitely a little different in these arenas. You kind of expect the turnovers to start in the first couple of quarters, the first couple of minutes. But after the nerves settle down, and like we've seen with South Shore Neumann Goretti, after the nerves have settled down and you realize it's still a basketball court, it's still 94 feet, it's still 10 feet to the hoop, everything kind of works out. And that's another
shot off the inbound. The sub for South Shore, number 0, Rory Cox, is now in the game.
Oh,
good defense there by
Johnson.
Stepping into the passing lane.
Cross, left, step.
She's got some handle. Stripped from behind, however, by Wilson. Here comes South Shore.
Pull up,
fires
bucket,
and hits.
Pull. Give me 2 of those. Qatari pull from deep.
Back comes Hayes. She'll take it, walk it over the tick-tock, the timeline. In the backcourt, slowing it down. 3:49 to play here in the first. 15 on the shot clock. Johnson on the left side, guarded closely by Poole. Gets a little help on the screen. Johnson dishes on the right side. And Bermudez.
Diamond Johnson from Staten Island. Jeez Louise. Diamond Johnson shot that from Atlantic Ave.
And Poole pulls down the defensive board. Brings it back for South Shore. Bounce pass along the baseline.
Count it.
And count it off the glass for Chloe Wilson. And the foul. That makes it a 3-point game. So South Shore slowly and surely creeping back into this one.
You can kind of tell that the nerves that may have gotten to them a little bit. It's the Barclays Center. It's Brooklyn. They're the hometown team here. But now that they're settled down, they're getting easy shots and an opportunity to cut this lead to 2.
And the free throw is money. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 3-point play, conventional style. Makes it a 10-8 ball game. Saints give the rock back to Hayes. And Hayes around the perimeter to Johnson. Just inside the arc. Good defense by Poole. Outside for Bermudez, number 11. She'll fire from 3.
Oh.
That one clanks off the front iron. Picked up on the rebound by number, looks like 23. And up 23, Wilson.
The South Shore is not shy about these deep threes, man. They are pulling. A lot of fast-paced action right here in the second game of the day. The Kyrie Invitational.
Shakira fouls.
South Shore got it going.
Off the inbound, finds Williams. The penetration.
Tough bucket and one.
That is good.
Let's go.
Chloe Wilson and 1.
Chloe Wilson is not playing around anymore. Her second straight and 1 bucket to the hoop. Look at that tough contact and 1.
That ties the game at 10.
They can take the
Wilson
lead.
can take the lead, yes. The foul was charged to Bermudez.
That's good. And after taking the initial brunt of offense from Diamond Johnson, Chloe Wilson starting to take it up a notch and take the lead for Brooklyn's own South Shore girls.
So Hayes over the timeline again, playing the point guard spot for the Saints. Neumann Goretti on the offensive. 2:34 to play here in the first.
Ball right here. Now, the one thing I love about girls basketball, man, is there's going to be a lot of ankles being hurt on the floor. There's going to be a lot of souls being taken, a lot of bones being collected. Because if you can't handle the ball and shoot in girls basketball, you ain't playing.
Good start to this one, Kaz. Into the backcourt for Johnson. She's been the star so far offensively for the Saints. We got Philly and Brooklyn matched up here in game number 2 of the Kyrie Invite. Johnson fouled on the play. And it was charged against Rory Cox. Already 14 fouls here in the opening. A 1-point game. Hayes will inbound. Prunell Mungo, number 15 now in the game for Neumann Goretti.
Diamond Johnson again.
Off the mark that time, though. Williams gives it back to Poole on the left side. Guarded against closely, by Hayes.
Chloe Wilson,
that one
rebound, stripped. And here comes.
And back comes Hayes again. Hayes. And out of traffic back outside. The pass was intended for her teammate, Omoye Jordan.
It's like Hayes knows where she wants to go, but the team doesn't know where she's going. She's so quick. She's so quick, man. They can't even find out where she's getting these passes from.
Under 2 minutes.
They got to get on the same page, though, because between Hayes and Johnson, they can get into the paint whenever they want to. The shoes got to be ready to let it go, though.
Tough shot there from deep. Hayes on the rebound. Action is slowed just a little bit here in the last minute of play.
I mean, I'm tired just watching them. In and out, cross, step back, spin move, left hand lay. No good.
Hayes just came up a bit short. And Poole fights for it.
We're going to jump it up. It's going to stay white.
Go. And Prunell, the jump basketball called by the officials. 1:30 to play. And it will be Saints basketball. Neumann Goretti to inbound. Jordan at the baseline. Finds Krista Ricks. Ricks outside. Hayes thought about the triple. Puts it on the floor.
Cross, right, behind the back. Left hand, kick out. Wide open three.
NBA three. Oh, oxygen ball.
All out of oxygen.
And it would have been a shot clock violation nonetheless. So 1:16 to go. South Shore will inbound the basketball. Poole will bring it up. Brooklyn's finest on the offensive here in the closing minute of action. An 11-10 score. They have the lead and possession, Kaz. They played pretty well here in the first.
Yes, absolutely. They definitely settled in after the initial blitz by Diamond Johnson. But they're actually sharing the ball a lot more. The Neumann Goretti.
Up and under for two.
Bucket.
And Poole. Kateri Poole for two.
South Shore's really settled down after being a little jittery to start the game. They're passing the ball. They're moving it as Neumann Goretti. Seems like if it's not in Moore or Johnson's hands, it's going to be a turnover.
Great
right
defense there. And they're up by 3, could be up by 5 as Poole is fouled. She goes down hard.
That's a tough foul.
Half a minute to go here in the first.
And you know what? I'm kind of glad that the refs kind of let that slide. It's real easy for refs to just get a little gregarious and call a flagrant foul or an intentional whatever. That's a tough hard basketball foul. No easy buckets. This is New York City. We'll be all right. Scrape it off.
And Poole on the free throw. It is good.
Shooter's bounce right there.
Khalees Rogers, number 4, set to check in for South Shore, and returning will be Alexa Nelson, number 13. This will be the second free throw for Poole.
Great rotation on her shot.
1 for 2. On the rebound there was number 15, Mungo, for the Saints. This time it will be Johnson who walks the basketball up the floor, calling out the play. Shot clock is turned off. This could be the final shot of the first. Saints trail by 4, 14-10.
I'm not a betting man, but I feel like Diamond Johnson's going to get this ball and put it up.
And she does.
Yeah, she does. And it's good! Give me 3 of those! Diamond Johnson. I'm going to play the lottery tomorrow for that.
What a shot to close out the first.
And you don't need to call glass in Barclays, baby. Big shot, Diamond Johnson.
I think she could earn some interest on that bank.
I think so.
She catches it and kisses it off the glass. Really tough shot, too, eluding the defenders, somehow changing the position of her hands on that jumper and cashing in using the fiberglass, as they like to say.
And you know, South Shore is real lucky they didn't call a foul on that one. That could have very easily been a 4-point play. But Diamond Johnson's been absolutely magnificent in the first quarter. Just bucket after bucket, getting to the lane whenever she feels like it, finding her teammates, just has that ball on an absolute string. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan. An impressive start to this one. Both teams going at each other as we'll head into the second quarter, and it's a 1-point game. Kaz, what in your opinion is the best part of the rise of women's basketball, girls basketball, women's basketball? What has been the best part of seeing? I think the girls get to shine again. I mean, that's really what this is all about.
Yeah, no, I think the best part about the rise of women's basketball is that, like, we're starting to realize, well, hoopers have always known this, but I think, like, the more mainstream people, like, that kind of, like, casually follow basketball, are starting to realize basketball players are basketball players. It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, dunking, whatever. Like, if you could hoop, you could hoop. So it's really great to see guys like Kobe Bryant bringing, like, his daughter to the games and showing her the nuances, and, you know, just watching, you know, the All-American games with all the girls and seeing, like, the support from NBA players going to WNBA games, the support from, you know, say a top college prospect going to the college girls game as well. I just love seeing the unity of the basketball family through all genders, and just seeing that, you know, anybody who could appreciate basketball, it doesn't matter where you're playing, who you are, what color skin you are, it just brings people together, and that's why I love it.
By the way, Johnson has 10 of the 13 points for the Saints, and on the flip side, Poole is leading the way for South Shore with 8 points. She is 3 of 6 from the field. Good start for her as well.
Yeah, she's been money from deep. She's taken a lot, but she's hitting them too. So 1 for 3 from downtown, 8 points for Kyrie Poole.
And 6 chipped in by Chloe Wilson in that first quarter. Neumann Goretti, South Shore, game number 2 of the Kyrie Invitational, live from the Barclays Center, courtside on the analysis. Kazim Famuide, one of the best names in basketball. I'm the voice, Bobby C, calling out the plays on the play-by-play.
Oh,
Diamond Johnson again already has 10. Make it.
Count it.
Oh, I would have said 12. Ooh. Looks like a shot clock violation. And the girls physical here in the first half.
My goodness. I mean, I watched the game before then. This game is way more grit and grind than the first game with the boys. I'll tell you that much. Great indoor pass.
Hayes was opened, but good coverage defensively there by South Shore, number 13, Alexa Nelson.
Diamond Johnson
again. Don't leave her any space.
Got it.
My goodness, Diamond Johnson is on fire. She's got 13.
Diamond Johnson's got a lot of Ivory Lotta in her game, man. Like, shifty handle, deep range from downtown.
And she's given the Saints a 16-14 lead. Now on the steal, showing
out, Euro step, count it.
The defense too, Kaz. Hayes, she'll spot up from deep. That one left of the rim. Poole tried to grab it. Saved by the Saints.
Like, South Shore does not
get the offensive rebound and a whistle.
Let me tell you something. So far in this game,
that was number 10, Jordan, by the way.
So far in this game, it's been Diamond Johnson and everyone else. She's been absolutely sensational these first couple of minutes, hitting from downtown, crossing people left and right. Like I said, she reminds me a lot of Ivory Lotta back in the day, former North Carolina Tar Heel. Not the biggest girl in the court, but she plays big.
Bounce pass, Kaz. Looking for that jumper for Cash was Denasia Williams for South Shore, number 2. So on the floor for South Shore, Williams is 2, 13 is Nelson, 15 fouls, 5 is Poole, and at the line is Wilson.
Now this is the ultimate sign of trust. Every
Number
time
23.
Chloe Wilson has went to the free throw line, none of her teammates have stayed to box out because she hasn't missed a free throw all day. This is her 6th shot at the free throw line.
She can tie the game.
5, and she could tie the game. And I think it's money. Or not. The old commentator's
Kiss of death
curse.
from Kaz. Stays a 16-15 ball game here in the second quarter. Hayes over the timeline on the right side. High left-hand dribble comes around the screen.
Yeah.
Neumann Goretti leading here 16-15 in game number 2 of the Kyrie Invite. Live from the Barclays Center.
Steal. And that looks like he's taking it to the cup.
Nelson
Right hand.
cannot finish. Offensive
No
rebound,
finish
put back by Williams, no good. Back comes Jordan.
Jordan's going to pull it out.
Omoye, Jordan.
Swing it to Hayes.
Maje, Hayes.
Hayes, snatch back, spin, kick it to
Outside
Diamond
for Johnson.
Jab, jab. He's going to pull it out just a little bit. Cross to the left, up,
Johnson
off.
not afraid to pull the trigger.
Got the hibachi in her.
That time, though, no good. Williams over the tick-tock. Dishes on the left side for Poole. Poole for 3. Just a bit
Good
short.
rebound.
Offensive rebound, though, by Alexa Nelson. And we'll have another whistle and a foul. Still a 1-point game coming up on 5 minutes here in the second quarter. Third team foul for the Saints. And the sub for South Shore is Kayla Johnson, number 20, her first appearance. And
These
some missed free throws here.
Free throws are starting to bite South Shore in the butt right now. Could be a much different game if they hit these. Alexa Nelson, a senior.
Oof.
Out of Brooklyn, missed
0 for 2. So it stays a 1-point game. Johnson back at the point guard spot, directing the action here. Comes around the screen, accelerates, cheetah-like quickness in the lane.
Wide open.
Outside jumper is way off the mark. Poole pulls it down. She will take on the double team. Passes out of the double team. South Shore looking to move the ball around. 4:44 to go here in the second quarter. Good ball movement. Poole on the floor with the left-hand dribble. Spinning. Goes between the legs. Bounce pass back up top. Nelson at the top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. She'll fire. Front iron. Off the mark.
Steals, rebounds. Back to Katori.
Another offensive rebound, Kaz. Poole into the corner.
Poole swings it back inside.
And
Easy
the jump
two.
shot. They just cannot get this one to flush.
Diamond Johnson's going to settle her team down real quick.
We've been saying 16-15 here for a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah. Things have calmed down a little bit. Both teams ice cold
We'll see
right
if
now.
Johnson can get it going. Hayes on the wing. Jordan swings it left side for
wide
Wicks.
open. Layup.
Gets it back.
Walk it.
And Jordan for 2.
That was a great screen and roll by Omoye Jordan. And that's the one thing a lot of young players have to do more. When you screen, open up. The screener is almost always open because teams don't know how to switch it. They don't know how to fight through that. So a lot of times you set that screen and you open up with your hands wide open, you're going to get a ball.
Shot is missed by Fouls. Pulled down on the rebound by the Saints. And there is Johnson again.
She's got that
working
thing on
very
the string,
hard this
man.
afternoon.
Yeah. She got that ball on the string.
Jordan outside for Hicks. Excuse me, for Hayes.
Offensive foul.
And the offensive foul called by the officials.
Offensive foul by Neumann Goretti, number 2, Mache Hayes.
So checking in now for the Saints is Price, number 1.
It looks like both teams are going to talk it over right now. Full timeout called by South Shore High School, Brooklyn, New York.
We talked about it in the pregame, Kaz, you know, this matchup, the rivalry, too. I think the big word today is getting a chance to really represent where you're from. We talked about it a little bit before. For you, what was your biggest rival growing up in terms of the high school game?
Oh, gosh. St. Patrick's and St. Anthony's, the classic rivalry back in the day. St. Anthony's, a just as storied high school program in New Jersey as St. Patrick's, going up against Bobby Hurley. Those incredible games each and every winter, going into Jersey City or going into the Tournament of Champions, where we usually would play them in New Jersey at the either in Trenton. And those games were incredibly impactful. And when it comes to St. Patrick's, St. Anthony's, I'm glad that rivalry is still going to this day.
Now, St. Pat's was what it was called when you went there. Now they go by CPS,
the Patrick School.
They'll be playing in our late game this evening, the big matchup of the night, the finale of the Kyrie Invite, coming up at 6 p.m.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing a kid by the name of Noah Farrakhan, outstanding guard. Also, Jonathan Kuminga, one of the top-rated prospects in the entire country. St. Pat's right now, according to USA Today, number 6 in the country, taking on Roselle Catholic, another storied program out of New Jersey. A school that's really been on the rise ever since they've had guys like Isaiah Briscoe come out from under there, and a lot of great players.
Right now, the girls take center stage. Johnson on the finish. And another spectacular move from Diamond.
It just seems like Diamond Johnson's on another level than the rest of the girls on these team, man.
Credit the assist to Maje Hayes.
Maje Hayes running the team as well. Very talented guard. And now it looks like it's going to be a foul.
Denasia Williams.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Returning for the Saints will be Krista Ricks. And Williams heads to the free throw line. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 2:23 to be exact.
I'll tell you what, man. I feel like these fouls are what's really keeping South Shore in the game. I mean, Neumann Goretti, they've been getting to the hoop whenever they want to. They've been getting all the shots that they want to shoot. And they have the best player on the floor, in Diamond Johnson. But they keep parading South Shore to the free throw line. It might be a close game because of that.
Williams makes good on the first and the second free throw. And the Saints on top right now, 20-17. They have possession. Hayes back at the point guard spot. They rotate things between Johnson and Hayes in the playmaker role. Now they have Johnson off the ball.
Yeah, that's a complete mismatch right there. We got Shakira Fowles trying to check Diamond Johnson. And no shade against her. Nobody's been able to check Diamond Johnson today. So as soon as she got the ball, it was immediate foul.
She's had a huge impact on this program since joining the team. As you mentioned, a transfer.
Yes.
Hayes coming up on 2 minutes. Lost the handle, regains the dribble. Back to Johnson.
My goodness.
In and out of traffic she goes. She'll spot up again. This time off the iron. Saved by Wilson, number 23. 1:49 to play here in the first half.
Fouls on Neumann Goretti, number 1, Janelle Price.
My goodness.
Foul is on Price.
It's been an ice-cold second quarter.
Janelle Price.
They got hot, and like I said in the beginning, these fouls are what's going to keep South Shore in the game, man. A lot of fouls from Neumann Goretti. And it's just been a parade to the free throw line, and it's going to continue to be that for the last minute and 49 seconds of this half.
Wilson at the line. Shooting 2.
Can hear a pin drop in here.
Senior forward knocks down the first.
Fouls. Shooting a second of 2. A little short.
Brooklyn's finest now within 2. They trail 20-18. Saints on the offensive here in the closing minutes of action of the first half. Neumann Goretti back to Hayes at the playmaking spot. Johnson in double figures already. Back up top, Jordan fires and hits a 3-ball. Omoye Jordan with a beautiful shot.
And that's the first
that extends it to 23-18.
First assist of the night for Diamond Johnson. She's been scoring at will, not getting her teammates involved. If she starts getting her teammates involved, this might be her early exit.
Talk about nailing a jump shot. That was just a really, 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 really beautiful shot.
Of course, of course. I mean, she got it wide open, and that's all credit to Diamond Johnson and the attention that she's grabbing every time she gets the ball. She has 15 of the 23 points of Neumann Goretti, and every time she gets the ball, she has all the attention to her. And like what most great players do, instead of continuing to shoot those shots, you get your teammates involved, you get them wide open shots, and as long as they're hitting, everybody's happy.
Kaz, you went chicken fingers and fries here for first half meal?
You know,
that was a waffle fries. Those look pretty good.
Waffle fry, it looks pretty good. I don't want to chew on our listeners' ears, so I've been trying to get as much as I can in between
time. Sorry, my man. Anytime you need me to do some chatting, I've never been short on words. So
you know what? I'm
if you need me to do some talking so that you can have a little halftime meal, I'm okay with it.
I'm on it, brother. I'm on it.
All right, folks, game number 2 of the 2019 Kyrie Invitational as the girls take center stage here at the Barclays. And rumor has it that Kyrie Irving will be in attendance again this year. That's what I heard. I know last year plenty of the Nets players, even with Kyrie playing with the Celtics last year, had come out to see some of the action. I remember Hollis Jefferson in attendance.
You know, it's a day off for the Brooklyn Nets. I know the Knicks play later today, so I'll be surprised to see more than a couple of Brooklyn Nets pull up tonight for the main event in the Barclays Center. 10-second violation on Neumann Goretti. Mijay Hayes.
And Anwar pleading his case here.
Now, there might be either a 10-second violation. I think they're going to wave it off. The referees are converging here, trying to get the right call here.
Speaking of the Brooklyn Nets, they'll be taking on the Knicks Thursday right here at the Barclays.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a goodie. You guys ever?
I don't know if it's a goodie, Kaz, but...
Oh, listen, as terrible as the Knicks season has been, they always seem to get up for
the Nets. Oh, yeah, of course.
So, you know, but Brooklyn's just been, you know, outstanding in the Eastern Conference this year, especially without Kyrie Irving sidelined with a shoulder injury. It's been really exciting. Been really exciting to see what Brooklyn's building over here in New York City. Now, and I don't think, and here's the one thing I know about the Brooklyn Nets, they should stop trying to think about being New York's team, okay? Stop trying to be New York's team. It's better to just be a good team, because if you win and you're good, we're going to watch anyway. But, you know, a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, who's been an absolute monster this entire season, you know, and one of the most, one of the biggest reasons why Kyrie Irving joined the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, if he's not an all-star this year, that'll be a huge, huge snub for the Eastern Conference.
That's a playoff team last year. They had the 2 biggest free agents of the summer, and KD and Kyrie, and those guys really have not played much. I mean, KD is out, of course, could be out the entire season, and Kyrie has been gone for a month.
Yeah, I got to see Kevin Durant here a few weeks ago at the Barclays Center for Duce Palooza. He was out here kicking it, walking around, getting some, you know, looking good.
Travel.
Talked to him as well a few weeks ago at a Wale concert at the for Verizon in Columbus Circle, over there with Rich Kleiman, his partner in crime. And KD looks like his injury is coming along nicely, still on schedule. Still probably won't see him this season. But when that guy gets back on the court for Brooklyn, New York, this place is going to be electric.
DeShona Carter, Cass, is checked in number 12 for South Shore. But here come the Saints. Hayes. Not this time, though. On the rebound was Mungo. And here comes Poole, coast to coast.
Again, cool Poole.
Trying to use the glass,
down,
the follow, and the foul for Wilson.
Now, Kyrie Poole has been absolutely excellent for South Shore tonight. Taking a lot of shots, getting to the hoop, creating opportunities. I mean, a lot of times people see a missed shot or see somebody driving to the hoop and not getting necessarily an assist like it's a bad thing. Sometimes you just need to create opportunities for your teammates, whether it's getting them an offensive rebound, whether it's creating a shot for them, or whether it's just getting somebody on the board. Sometimes you just need that movement. Sometimes you just need people to touch the ball, feel the ball, make them feel like they're a part of the game. Because right now it's been a little stagnant for the second quarter outside of that hot shooting first quarter. But this is exactly where South Shore wants to be right now. Down 3 with 25 seconds left in the half.
Wilson makes the free throw. Cox is now back in the game, number 0 for South Shore. 21.6 seconds to go here in the opening half of action, and Neumann Goretti leading 23-20. Kazim Famuide and Bobby C. joining you live from the Barclays Center courtside for the 2019 Kyrie Invitational, one of the premier events for Nike.
Jai Hayes going to hold it for one shot, it looks like. Looking for coach for direction. Going left. Stop. Pull.
8 seconds.
3.
Jordan from
short.
3.
South Shore rebound. 4 seconds left. Moving. Grooving. Got to put it up from half.
That would have been a tough one. And we will head into the break here, Kaz, with a 3-point game. And Neumann Goretti on top here at the halftime. And Coach Anwar Gladden still talking to the officials.
Yeah, I know he feels some type of way about not getting that 10-second violation. Could have been a big shift in the action. But all things considered, being down 3 points going into the halftime against Neumann Goretti could be worse. Could be worse considering the shooting from both teams.
So in that first quarter, Kaz, in the first half, it was all Diamond Johnson for the Saints. She finishes with 10 points. In the second quarter, we see a bit better play by South Shore, and now a tight game heading into the break.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the Diamond Johnson show. I mean, 15 points at the half. That's 15 of the 23 points for Neumann Goretti. She's been an absolute sensational dynamite point guard for the team, breaking a few ankles, hitting a few deep threes, some NBA range threes. She's been awesome for Neumann Goretti.
Leading scorer for South Shore in that first half is now Chloe Wilson. She finishes with 10 points after the 2 quarters. And, of course, Poole had a nice performance, too, with 8 points in the first half.
Absolutely. Poole's been the one shining star for South Shore so far. Hit a couple of deep threes, be getting to the hoop, be getting her big girls buckets, getting her big girls opportunities to get to the line, hit some free throws. It's been good. It's been a good show for Poole. Between her and Johnson, it's going to be a close one. If it's anything like the last game before this one, I think we're heading for a very, very tight finish.
All right, Cass, so we're going to play a little maybe women's basketball game here, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't want to say trivia, but best female basketball player that you've seen live.
That I've ever seen live. Wow. Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson is a complete dynamo. And I saw her a little bit like later in my basketball watching life, but as a high school player, I remember watching Candace Parker in high school, and I'm like, this girl's gonna change everything. She was Shebron. They called Shebron in high school because she was 6'6", handled the ball, dunked on people, shot threes, did everything, and she's still doing all that at the very top level, even after having children and being a great ambassador for the game as far as being on NBA on TNT, NBA TV, doing a show with Cassidy Hubbard. I mean, Candace Parker, by far, probably the best female basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
I got to vote for Parker. Having covered UConn in the past, I'm going to say Diana Taurasi.
Ooh, love Diana Taurasi.
She was just an unbelievable player, both at the collegiate level and now in the WNBA and even overseas. And, that's one of the interesting things I think you see with the women's game today, unfortunately, is that although the game has really continued to grow, and I think the players are getting more respect, and with that, they're getting more money, too, a lot of the players still have to play overseas in addition to playing in the WNBA. And maybe at some point that will change.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at all the money that's being made on the NBA side, and you wonder, you know, even though they own the WNBA and they've been a big part of why the company's been successful, you'd like to see a little bit more parity when it comes to pay scale, when it comes to the women's game, because the best women's hoops are played right here in the States, and it's kind of a shame that some of our best players have to go overseas to make an honest living, you know, playing the game that they love. And then, you know, even worse off of that, you got girls like Breanna Stewart or Diana Taurasi and others who have gotten injured playing overseas. That ends up hurting, you know, the WNBA product as a whole. So, you know, I feel like if you want to protect your investment, you pay these women what they're worth so they don't have to go overseas, so they can make an honest living over here. And, you know, continue to grow the game of basketball stateside. I mean, there's nobody even, you know, the gap between the U.S. and everywhere else when it comes to women's basketball is so large. It's kind of shameful that women's basketball isn't paid. They aren't paying women's basketball as much as they should. I'm not saying they should be making NBA money. I'm not saying they should be signing $200 Supermax deals. But I'm saying they should be able to make enough money where they don't have to go overseas to make ends meet.
Well, I think the U.S. women's soccer team has really done a lot for female athletics in this last year, and hopefully that will translate in some of the other professional sports. And I think the reason why we make the commentary here during the halftime of our second game for the 2019 Kyrie Invitational is the fact that at one point, maybe if you were a star high school women's basketball player, girls basketball player, or even a star collegiate player, that thought never entered your mind that you could make a career out of this, be a professional basketball player, because there weren't as many job opportunities. There might not have been enough money in it to have a career out of it, a life out of it. But now that has changed. Maybe it hasn't reached the place where it should reach, but it has changed significantly. And to me, you see a game like this, I look at a player like Diamond Johnson after having covered girls and women's basketball, and she looks like the kind of player that at some point could play in the WNBA.
Oh, absolutely. She's been sensational tonight. She's been the star of stars on the court, and you can tell that she's on another level when it comes to everybody else. College, you know, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think that is a way that the game could grow even more than it has already, worldwide, statewide, and you know, and obviously there's always going to be money exchange when it comes to high school boys and college, college hoops and men's college hoops. But the reason why the Fair Pay for Play Act is so significant is because there's so many of these female athletes, whether it's gymnastics, whether it's lacrosse, whether it's softball, whether it's soccer, whether it's basketball, that do so much for their universities that don't see a single cent. And those are the people that don't have an MBA to go to afterwards. They're like, oh, well, if you're good enough, you'll go play in the Olympics or you go play in the NBA. There's no real Olympics for softball. You know what I'm saying? Soccer, they've already fought so hard and haven't really gotten that fair pay for play. So that's why I'm really looking forward to seeing what the NCAA does and stop getting out of their own way as far as like making this game enjoyable for all and feasible for all, especially with all the money being exchanged between those entities.
And Kaz, I think it should be duly noted that both Slam and Nike deserve a lot of credit. Now, I know we might be a little biased at home, folks.
Listen, I'd root for Slam and Nike.
No, really the truth, because you look at Slam and Nike collaborating many times. I mean, I see the Slam Summer Classic even having the girls be part of it this year at Dyckman Park. And then having an event like this, at one point, as crazy as it sounds, events like this were held without having the girls being featured.
Yeah.
And so many times would they not be featured in a prominent role. And in this case, they get featured in a very prominent role tonight because they are sandwiched between these two high-profile boys games. And I think a lot of people were excited to see them playing in the 4 o'clock slot.
I'll tell you this, I mean, anybody who's seen Diamond Johnson or Kateri Poole play and say they don't deserve the spotlight must not know real basketball. I mean, Diamond Johnson's been absolutely incredible today. And, you know, when it comes to Slam and Nike, Sure, there's a little bit of bias today, but at the same time, it's like there hasn't been that many entities in the world of sport that have been more true to the culture of sport, like Slam and Nike. Whether it's, you know, speaking the language that isn't necessarily spoken throughout mainstream culture, mainstream media with Slam. Whether it's Nike taking, you know, risks as far as, like, you know, being one of the few people to overcompensate for women's sports and put so much money into women's sports to make sure that these programs don't fall by the wayside. I mean, Slam and Nike has done an excellent job, especially when it comes to high school basketball hoops for girls as well, because it's not that they're giving them the shot. They've earned the shot. These are extremely talented women, and, you know, I'm really happy to see them put their money where their mouth is.
You know, because so many of our friends love college basketball, you know, first. More so maybe than the NBA. I've said to many people that the girls' game deserves a lot more love because of how pure it is.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more coaching that goes into the game. And now that the girls have been able to maybe catch up more athletically, because I feel like more girls are playing the game, that has really made the game be as great as it's becoming.
I agree. When it comes to the women's game, I've always said this, and people would never believe me. They thought I was just yanking their chain. I'm like,
I mean, girls are dunking now.
Yeah, I mean, girls are dunking now, but even without the dunks, skill-wise, like, you know, there's guys, I know, I've played with guys in the NBA, well, not in the NBA. I've played with guys in basketball that couldn't dribble, couldn't shoot, but they were just tall and could jump. You know, the girls' game is a lot more skill-based. You're not going to see a lot of people take bad shots. You're not going to see a lot of people who can't handle the ball trying to handle the ball. You're not going to see any, like, centers trying to push the ball unless they can really do it and not just rely on their athletic ability. So if you're a basketball purist, of course you're going to love watching women play basketball. Of course you're going to watch the girls' game played on any level. So obviously it's always going to be a good time, and it's always enjoyable to see women get this spotlight on this court on this day at the Kyrie Invitational at Barclays Center.
Definitely love watching high-level high school basketball, and the girls have really entered the conversation. Tonight is a perfect example of that here in the 2019 Kyrie Invitational, live from the Barclays Center. Courtside, Kazim Famuide, and I'm the voice, Bobby C, calling out the plays. It's been a pleasure so far to be with you. We're excited to have all of our fans on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Slam highlights on YouTube. Happy to see the fans watching us on YouTube live from the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets. I gave him a shout out before, but wanted to give a shout out to my friend on Twitter, Stevie Guns 12. He's like my agent. He said we're killing it here tonight on the broadcast.
Appreciate that.
And you know, it's really exciting. You know, I know you're big into the social media thing, and it's really taken over the way that I mentioned it before, the way that games are presented now. I really think at some point, maybe it's a different conversation for a different day, but at some point, cable as we know it will be really completely gone. I think the stream is the wave of the present and the future. This will be the way that young people consume games from now on. I know I watch a lot of games on my phone, on my tablet. I don't know if you do the same, but, and again, not just saying that because we're doing the action here on the stream. I really do believe that that is the way that games will be consumed moving forward. And I know a lot of college, high school, NBA fans feel the same way. They get their basketball now through the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
and through social media channels.
You know, Bobby, we're basketball junkies, man. Like, we'll get our basketball, whether it's on
any way
TV,
we can, man. Any way we can.
On the cell phone, carrier pigeon, on wherever. We will watch good hoops wherever it is. And the great thing about the internet is that it's given everyone voice, and it's given everyone an opportunity to watch hoops wherever good hoops are being played.
So you get a chance to meet people on social media. Like I said, Esteban Gutierrez has become a friend. He was someone I met just because he watches the games.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. You know, Slam has been able to connect us to fans through social media channels.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, shout out to my girl, Count on Vic.
And Pool for three.
My girl Vic's open the
She was taking some pictures of you, too, before your partner in crime.
Yeah, man. Vic's the homie, bro. Like, if anybody knows
social media, Facebook.
Listen, nobody is more lit on social media than Vic. That's a fact.
That time a missed three. There is Hayes with a wild shot. She can't get that one to go down. Wilson now on the rebound. Here comes Poole down the right side over the tick-tock. High left-hand dribble attacks.
Ooh,
snakes through the traffic. And spinning there is Williams. Back to Poole. They go around the perimeter. Nelson into the corner. That's three. Shakira fouls from downtown.
Give me all three of those, Shakira.
And that makes it a three-point game, 26-23. And now South Shore in the lead.
Two back-to-back threes from South Shore.
As we start the third quarter. Impressive play here from the Barclays Center. Where is Kyrie Irving?
We got a wide-open shot.
And Hayes is fouled by Poole. This will be side out.
Two back-to-back threes from South
Hayes.
Shore have gotten them their first lead of the day.
Diamond Johnson steps up. And another whistle.
Jeez.
6:37 to go here in the third.
Even after the whistle, Diamond Johnson is just so shifty, so crafty when she gets into the lane. She can't be stopped.
Weaving and steering and surging with the basketball. Diamond Johnson been on point here in game number 2. So Hayes will inbound, finds Diamond Johnson on the matchup here with South Shore. She will use the screen. Now goes between the legs. This is on the left side for Bermudez. She steps up down Death Valley. The drop off to Krista Ricks, number 33.
The Bermudez was sitting there in the baseline for a minute waiting to get a shot. And you know she wanted to pull it before, but great play, getting into the paint, dumping it off to the big girl, and send him to the free throw line.
Sierra Bermudez. Now at the line is Krista Ricks, number 33. Free throw is good. So Diamond Johnson, number 3 in white. She's been the star for the Saints. Majay Hayes, number 2 at the line. Krista Ricks, 33. And then you have Sierra Bermudez and Omoye Jordan, number 10. That's the lineup on the floor for the Saints. For South Shore, number 13 with the Rock is Alexa Nelson. 5, Kateri Poole. 15, Shakira Fowles.
Oh, we got out of bounds.
2 is Denasia Williams. And rounding out their lineup will be Rory Cox. She'll actually check in for Nelson. So staying on the floor will be the rest of those 4. Now it is Hayes. And the steal by Chloe Wilson. Nice play there. And then, of course, pockets picked from behind by Diamond Johnson. She can do it all, Cass. She can do it all.
Diamond Johnson is quicker than a hiccup, man. Every time somebody has gotten the ball, she's absolutely chased them down. She hasn't given up on a single play.
And there is
Tough
Wilson
bucket.
again, man, knocking down the J. Silk cashes in for 2. Ripples the rope. And makes it a 28-25 lead. Saints now turn back to Johnson, who's spinning.
Spin move. Cross. Step back.
Ooh, good defense there.
That's
She
gonna be
draws
a
the
jump
double team.
ball.
Of course she draws the double team. Jump basketball.
It
Folks,
seems like South Shore has made the adjustments in the second half. They're making sure Diamond Johnson is seeing at least 2 people every time she gets the ball. And they're daring the other players of Neumann Goretti to beat them, because Diamond Johnson has proven that she can beat them all by herself.
You're watching Neumann Goretti and South Shore locked in a good year live from the Barclays. 28-25. We'll take a break in the action. Courtside, Kaz and Bobby C.
Yes, sir.
And Kaz, you haven't really had much of an opportunity to get to these chicken fingers and waffle fries.
Listen,
I feel bad for you.
the last thing I want to do is chew on the good ears of the slam community. So as soon as this game is over, I don't care how cold these chicken fingers and fries are, they're getting inhaled.
Now, both you and I are big, as we mentioned before, the optimum word, I guess, is sneakerheads.
Yes.
I love these LeBrons that you have on.
Yeah, you know.
I know the fans at home can't see. I have a little Back to the Future flavor on my feet, brought to you by Nike.
I don't know if we can get a camera down here, but
I guess I can do the same thing, right?
See
Do the same
down
thing.
here, represent. Listen, if you're coming to a Nike event, you know how to eat on your feet. That's the first thing everybody notices. They say they don't notice it, but
You know,
they judge you.
it's interesting, too, because
we got a 5-second violation. South Shore has really turned up the defense on Neumann Goretti.
You see a lot of NBA stars these days, and I think the thing that I love to see now is that you see players that don't wear matching sneakers anymore.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I've seen some NBA stars that go totally different with their kicks.
Bang!
And there is a big shot from Rory Cox
from deep.
Brooklyn's finest with the triple.
And this is the biggest lead of the game for South
That's
Shore.
some drip right there, Kaz.
3 straight threes after the second half. And they've been and the defense.
Poole almost comes up with the steal. There is Johnson. She fires and hits.
Easy too.
31-27 after that made 2. And it is
too
still
easy.
A lead for South Shore in the black. Chloe outside. Chloe Wilson gives it up to Kateri Poole, number 5. Poole with the right. Back with the hand.
Almost.
But Johnson comes up with it.
Diamond South's going to want to get her back. She's going to want to get her back.
The no-look pass.
Indoors.
Now the double team. Bermudez in the corner.
We got an open one right here. Oh.
And just a little wild play there as Krista Ricks tried to connect with Jordan. And that'll be a turnover. So South Shore will have the basketball. Shamai Muhammad has checked in, number 14.
You know, Hayes looked a little open right there. I feel like she could have got a wide open shot.
Muhammad to Poole. Now Poole in the backcourt will take it over the timeline slowly.
This is the matchup I want to see. Poole and Johnson just going head to head, bucket for bucket. She's calling for a screen right now. Goes baseline to the left.
Wow, she blew right by her.
Looks like it's going to stay here. Oh, it's going the other way.
4:15 left in the third. It's a 4-point game.
Oh, it's a foul. Oh, wow. That's a loose ball foul. Oh, Kateri Poole.
Hayes on the inbound to Johnson. Saints trail after leading in the first half. Folks, if you're joining us a bit late, game number 2, Neumann Goretti versus South Shore. Philadelphia versus Brooklyn. Saints, Neumann Goretti in the white, South Shore in the black. Poole at the top of the key. Under 4 minutes now to go in the third. South Shore in the lead. Wilson on the floor.
Wilson to the right.
Tried the glass. And she is fouled.
That's a tough angle to go for that off the glass jump shot. Might want to have to try and float it, but she's going to go to the line and shoot 2 of those. Good drive over there. And you really could tell that, you know, South Shore is very well coached. They made a lot of adjustments. They've zeroed in on Diamond Johnson. They're trying to make sure that she is not the one that beats them. And they're daring the rest of the team to get buckets instead of her.
5 consecutive championships for South Shore, and we mentioned the 2 for Neumann Goretti. They are no strangers to the championships as well. They've won 4 of the last 5 over the last 5 years. And up-tempo has been their thing. But right now, slowing things down a bit. They find themselves down 5. Hayes. Jordan. Johnson. She cannot be stopped, man.
It's too easy.
Diamond Johnson.
She's a diamond in the rough tonight. Bucket after bucket, 19 points.
And Poole.
Kateri Poole, step back, 3.
Space.
And 1!
What a shot by Poole.
Count all 3.
Leather through lace. She nails it. Goes right through the net, buries it, drills it, however you want to phrase it.
Looked a little harder, like
shot. Yeah, definitely.
Back and hooping the arm.
She created her own space.
That's a high level. Oh, couldn't get the conventional 4-point play, but that's a high level jump shot making right there.
So the 3 makes it 35-29. Now up 6. Saints in some trouble here late in the third quarter. Jordan at the top, stops on a dime, dishes left to Hayes. Hayes on the floor, penetrates, finds an open Jordan who can't finish.
Sure.
Picked up on the rebound by Wilson. And a foul.
Seems like Neumann Goretti got a little case of the yips right now, man. If it's not Diamond Johnson getting to the hoop, I don't think they haven't done much of a great job of finishing around the rim, getting open shots, or taking open shots.
Muhammad with the inbound to Poole in the backcourt. She's calling out the play. She's taking control here at the playmaker spot. Dishes on the right side. South Shore looking to extend its lead. Penetration by Cox. And a foul.
Kind of surprised Neumann Goretti hasn't taken a timeout just to settle her girls down right now, because they just look absolutely out of sorts right now. Another bucket. Kyrie Poole.
3 to the head right there, Cass.
3 to the dome, a la Mello by Kyrie Poole. And right on cue.
And the big lead now, 38-29. We'll take a break in the action. South Shore leading this one here in the third quarter, and a lot of it has to do with the play of Miss Poole.
Yeah, Kyrie Poole got buckets right now. 17 points to lead South Shore. And now, if you look at the South Shore cheerleaders.
The Vikings! The Vikings!
Oh, man. Hey.
I think winning brings out dancing.
Oh, yeah.
I would say. Pretty easy to say.
Got the shoot dance
Pretty
going.
fair to say.
Listen, there's no place like Brooklyn, man. I'll tell you. I love Brooklyn. It's so beautiful and black in this city. And it's just, man, I love it here. I love the energy.
Well, Kaz, we're kind of like Brooklyn's new black and white cookie, my friend.
With a new one, Clyde and Breen for Brooklyn.
Some ebony and ivory here courtside at the Kyrie Invitational.
Oh, man. We're all about bringing folks together here with Nike and Slam at the Kyrie Invitational.
That might actually be a good tagline for a podcast, the black and white cookie. Talking NBA basketball.
I love me a black
college basketball, high school basketball.
I can always do
Maybe
a
I could pitch it to Slam. I don't know.
What's your favorite cookie?
I used to love cookies, man. I was much heavier than I am now.
I forgot you don't.
These days, I'm not allowed to have cookies anymore.
My gosh. You don't know what you're
That's really why I brought up the chicken fingers and fries. I'm just jealous. That 3-ball by Jordan from downtown is good, and she's making people jealous with that outside jump shot. Another beautiful look from downtown.
And the run is finally over. Neumann Goretti back on the board. 6 points separating the two teams right now. Kyrie Poole, crossover, step back, brings it out.
Good defense, though, by Hayes. She stayed with her.
Hayes is determined to stop Poole. She's got the hot hand. Swing over to the corner.
Cox.
Bucket.
And she gets the shooter's roll, a comfortable roll in the lane.
You put the ball in the rim with soft touch and let it roll around there, it'll find its way down.
Rory Cox making plays. Almost comes up with the steal.
Johnson able to avoid it. Diamond Johnson from 3. Oh my goodness.
With a hand in her face practically, too.
She is just unbelievable.
Neumann Goretti back within 5, coming up on a minute here in the third. South Shore looking to return the favor offensively. Chloe Wilson, cross-court pass. Poole for 3.
Oh, baby.
Poole hits it. 43-35.
Didn't even watch it go down. A la Steph Curry. I love it.
And Johnson on the crossover.
That's going to be on the...
Poole tries the strip. She's got some sweet jump shot.
Kyrie Poole got all the swag right now. My goodness.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
That's going to be on every Slam Instagram page today. I guarantee you. Pull it up, turn around, don't even look. All water. The confidence that you got.
It's like that Mortal Kombat move. Finish her. Knocks down the 3.
20 points for Kyrie Poole. Diamond Johnson with 22. It's a duel right now. Barclays Center, crossover to the hoop. Another bucket. Kyrie Poole.
Poole and Johnson trading baskets here in the second half. Final seconds of the third. Now a 10-point lead.
It don't get more New York than this. Get it to the stars and clear out. And let's see what you got. Get it to Diamond Johnson.
That is Price. She recently checked in. Janelle Price, number 1. And a whistle. Saints do not like the call.
And I don't like that call either, Bobby. Diamond Johnson just hit a little jab step, turned around. Seemed like they got away with a little bit of a flop right there. But offensive foul on Diamond Johnson. Now, we'll always watch for the proverbial makeup call right there. You know that's coming any minute soon. Now, that's what we came to see. Qatari Poole.
Final
Diamond
seconds of the
Johnson.
third.
Guard
Fans
up.
are on their feet. They
Let's
want this
see what you
matchup.
got.
They need this matchup.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Poole behind the back.
Step back. Oh, we got some steps.
Oh,
yeah, that's not the Harden. That wouldn't have called out. That wouldn't have called out.
She pleads her case. She's shaking it off, though.
It's all right.
Point
It's
7.
all right. We can't. That's what we came to see.
Bermudez will check back in, number 11. She will sub in for Price.
Less than a second to shoot.
I don't think there's enough time.
I don't think there's enough time to get anything off, unless it's a miracle.
Diamond Johnson. So through 3, 45-35, coming up on the 4th. The Vikings lead the Saints. Game number 2, the 2019 Kyrie Invite. Kaz, what do you think so far? Philly versus Brooklyn.
Listen, there is nothing more than I love than seeing 2 star players going head-to-head. Qatari Poole, Diamond Johnson, a.k.a. anything you could do, I could do better. That three-pointer right here, right in front of our faces, when she shot the 3, turned around, looked at us, and walked back on defense before it even hit the bottom of the net. That's got to be the play of the day so far. Boys or girls? That was the play of the day so far.
Cash, I'm going to put it out there. As great as the first game was, and Kyle Cuff Jr. was unbelievable. He was sensational.
Yeah.
I think this game's been better.
I think it has. You know, I love a good duel, especially in this arena, especially in New York City, because you know it's a big one when everybody starts getting on their feet. They feel it. They feel the moment. They see everybody going at it. They see the back-to-back, the head-to-head competition, and they know everybody's watching. Neumann Goretti.
I think it speaks volumes about this entire lineup of games this afternoon and evening at the Barclays, what Nike has been able to do and being part of Slam and the Slam team and bringing you this broadcast. Kazim Famuide, I'm the voice, Bobby C. The 2 p.m. game, OSL, Blair was a goodie. South Shore and Neumann Goretti is shaping up to be just as good, maybe better. And, of course, coming up next, we'll have the Patrick School out of New Jersey, the former home of Kyrie Irving versus Roselle, also from Jersey. Great day of basketball here in Brooklyn. The kids home from school today. This is the place to be right now.
Listen, Brooklyn is hot right now. We got the T-shirts going, the crowd's going crazy. You know, this is exactly what basketball in Brooklyn is all about. One-on-one, clear outs, getting buckets.
Nothing like the T-shirt toss crazy. Right now, too.
T-shirt tossing. Man,
I think the fans would love to see them give out the Kyrie Sixes, maybe. Just toss them into the crowd. I don't know if we'd be that lucky, though.
Listen, I'm not leaving this arena until
we get a pair.
Kyrie Sixes, I'll tell you that much.
We got to give the boss a little memo here. Dennis Page. Kyrie Sixes. DP, give us some Kyrie Sixes.
Oh, man. Start with the 4th quarter. Diamond Johnson with the ball.
Into the corner for Bermudez, a bit short. And Wilson on the rebound. Muhammad in the backcourt. And there is Cox. She'll bring this one up the floor, number 0. Hayes will step up defensively in the lane. Tough shot. Gets it.
Tough lefty.
She's got some floater in her arsenal.
Listen, she got that Tony Parker thing going on. A Skylar Diggins getting to the lane. Left hand fillet floater.
Hayes at the top of the key, gets the screen, goes to the left, goes behind the back, loses the dribble, regains the dribble. Now dishes on the left side for Jordan, who tries the floater herself. No good.
Rebound.
And picked up by Wilson. Back to Poole it goes. Of course it does. She has been the star.
And, wide open from NBA.
This one off the heel. Doesn't matter, though. South Shore with a 12-point lead. They lead this one 47-35.
I love that Diamond Johnson is taking the initiative of guarding Qatari Poole. Like, she's got it going. She's been smoking her team this entire half. And now South Shore is in a zone offense. And look who just walked in the building. The man himself.
Speak of the devil, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving has just entered the building. And the South Shore cheerleading team has lost their minds. Qatari Poole goes to the rack. Misses, kicks it out.
People want some selfies with Kyrie Irving, of course.
Yeah, we got to get the photographers off the court. Hey, there's a game going on, guys. We love Kyrie too, but I mean, come on. There's a great game going on here, guys.
Been a great game. I mean, this game has had 3 lead changes through the first 3 quarters. The game has been tied 3 times. And we've got big leads of 8 to 10 points. Big scoring runs, too. 8 to 12 points on both sides.
You know what? I feel like South Shore has done a lot of adjustments. They came out of their man. They got into a 2-3 zone and basically daring Neumann Goretti to beat them from deep and collapsing all over Diamond Johnson. It's like this game is absolutely just went nuts. Like, there's at least 12 photographers on the court following Kyrie Irving. You gotta love New York City, huh?
He's come at a really good time because this game has been outstanding.
Well, yeah, he's got here right on time. He's
here in the 4th quarter to see the fireworks at the end of game 2 and then be out here to support his alma mater in the finale.
Yes, sir. Fellow St. Patrick Celtic right there, Kyrie Irving.
Hayes now around the screen for the Saints. They trail now 49-35. Diamond Johnson dials long distance.
Short. Rebound. Up. Foul.
Coming up on 6 minutes here in the 4th. And Kyrie Irving making a big stir here in game number 2 as his appearance at the opposite end of the floor from where we are.
And this is great, man. I mean, a lot of kids out here, day off from school, get to see one of the premier NBA players.
And security trying to keep the fans away from Kyrie Irving.
It's fantastic. Shoulder looks good, man. All those daps.
36, yeah, of course. Nets should only be better when he returns.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I suggested, and it has been suggested, maybe playing him off the ball and leaving Spencer right where he is.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to not ride the hot hand right now with Spencer Dinwiddie, but you're talking about Kyrie Irving right there.
They might do the reverse. Maybe they could rotate there.
Yeah, he's 25
Play
points
Dinwiddie at the 2 guard.
He's 25 points in his sleep, man. And I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to make a lot of noise in the second half of the season. Wide open for 3.
Rory Cox.
Count it.
52-36. It has been all South Shore here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Poole and now Cox making big plays. Jordan, Johnson. Saints not done, but that triple does not fall. Rebounded there defensively by Carter.
You know, Diamond Johnson's got to get it going. If Neumann Goretti wants to stand
Nelson
a chance,
back in number 13.
This game has the potential to get away from them right now. If they want to stand a chance to make this a game at all, Diamond Johnson's got to get it going, or else it's going to be it's getting late early, as the old men say, for Neumann Goretti.
Saints on the offensive here. 5:13 to go in the 4th. They need some buckets, man. Plain and simple. Hayes fires, buries the 3.
Just what the doctor ordered. Deep 3.
Amaje Hayes from downtown. 52-39.
Looks like we got Neumann Goretti in a 2-1-2 trap defense.
Poole.
Looks like it's going to be a lot of skip passes.
Carter.
If South Shore is going to win this game, they're going to win it with jump shots, and there it is.
Feathery touch there from Deshauna Carter.
Absolutely. Both teams have kind of fallen back into a 2-3, into a zone defense.
54-39, largest lead of the night for the Vikings.
Diamond Johnson from deep. Count it.
Johnson cuts into the deficit. 54-42.
Diamond Johnson.
Now we got another 2-1-2 defense. They're going to flash. If South Shore is smart right now, they're going to flash somebody middle, which it looks like, oh, we got steps. You know, in a 2-1-2 zone, you always want to make sure somebody flashes middle so everybody converges onto that paint. Once you get in the middle and turn around, baseline is going to be open shooters everywhere you turn, or you attack the ball. Right then and there, the last thing you want to do is go side to side. And that's exactly what happened and caused a turnover.
Number 2, Williams is checked in for South Shore. Number 2, Hayes for the Saints. Back at point. Jordan, number 10. Right side for Johnson, number 3.
Diamond Johnson.
Shakes a defender,
Shakes
fires
him,
a 3,
bigs.
no good.
No good. Katori pull behind the back, going to the lane. Right hand up. It's
She's
good.
got some presence,
She's too
Kaz.
good.
She has some presence. She is in control. And she's had an incredible game. I would expect her to pick up some hardware at the end of this one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She's got a lot of Tobias Harris in her game. Real smooth, handles the ball, plays a little bit of everything on the court. Like her game a lot.
And the Vikings in a dancing mood right now. They lead 56-42. The cheerleaders providing some support.
From deep, Jordan.
That one over the cup.
Oh, Guitar Pool's going
And
to
Poole will slow it down. 3.5 minutes to play here in the 2019 Kyrie Invitational, live from the Barclays Center. Courtside, Kaz and Bobby C calling out the plays. It's been a great day of basketball.
It's been a great day of basketball. 2 great games. The main event about to get started. Really looking forward to the Patrick School. Oh, my goodness.
TPS coming up next.
The
And
circus shot.
South Shore making sure that they put the finishing touches on this one. Now 58-42. And a TO on the floor.
Neumann Goretti's in serious danger of getting into the dub club.
All right, so now in terms of basketball movies, Kaz, where does Uncle Drew rank?
Yo, listen. Kyrie, love you, bro. I think you're fantastic. But as far as basketball movies are concerned, man, He got Game.
Okay.
I got Space Jam.
Space Jam's up there, and the remake is on the way.
Through the Fire.
Through the Fire.
Sebastian Telfair. I love that movie. And then somewhere between, like, in the 5 range, I got Uncle Drew in there.
Okay, yeah. Uncle Drew and maybe Blue Chips.
Blue Chips?
Blue Chips is a goodie.
Blue Chips.
I don't know if the youngsters out there have seen that one that's, got Penny and Shaq.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites. Yeah, of course.
Nick Nolte before he went crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Do we put Hoosiers on that list? I know it's maybe more serious, but that's a pretty popular.
I've never been crazy about Hoosiers.
Basketball flick.
I feel like hoop fans are gonna disown me for never being crazy about Hoosiers. Never been my movie. The first real movie I really loved as a hoops head was He Got Game. He Got Game was the preeminent basketball movie of my generation. So,
is it a cliche if I put White Men Can't Jump on that list?
No, not at all. Not at all. Another great basketball movie.
I love that flick. That's
great.
Above the Rim. Above the Rim is also a classic.
Great one. Diamond Johnson.
This one has been a classic too, folks. Great game. Great high school basketball live from the Barclays Center. And I know we have too many names to probably list on this side, but we do want to give a special thanks to all of the people behind the scenes at Slam for making the stream possible. It looks great. We've been getting a lot of positive reviews.
Of course. Shout out to the whole
game. Looks professional, man. So shout out to everyone that you don't see. You only see these two beautiful faces. I might be prettier than you too. I don't know if that's.
I'm not gonna lie, Bobby. You are a pretty man.
you are beautiful yourself. But I'm pretty. So pretty.
So pretty. It's so pretty.
58-42. South Shore, the Vikings trying to close out the Saints. Neumann Goretti in the white, South Shore in the black. 58-42 is the score, and some dribbling going on here as they take some time off the clock.
I think we got to give some props to the South Shore coach because they've made some great halftime adjustments. It's been night and day for
Anwar
Gladden made some great halftime adjustments, going into a zone defense, making Diamond Johnson beat them, daring the rest of the team to beat them as well. Whether it's half-court trapping, whether it's the 2-3 zone, everything has been a coaching masterpiece from South Shore.
And the Saints picking up some baskets, but it may not be enough. Ricks with the score.
Got 2 minutes left in the game.
There's not a lot of time left. This second half has been all Vikings.
Katori Poole's going to hold it out. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And you know she wants some more buckets. She wants to add to that total. Give me that.
I could see Kyrie giving a little nod of agreement there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Must be nice to be an NBA player. He's sitting over there chilling. I don't know.
Oh, man, listen. You always got the best seats in the house. Puts a lot of seats in this house. I think he should be all right.
We're going to try to get Uncle Drew for you guys, too.
Oh, for sure.
It would be cool to have him interviewed with us. Got to send some special, like, email to Nike or something. I don't know. Either that or just harass him in between games.
Yeah,
might be that plan B option.
That might be the best way to go.
Poole knocks down the free throw. A couple of subs coming in. Kayla Johnson actually will only check in for the Vikings. And that lead up to 16 now.
It's been a great game from South Shore. Coming home, playing in your hometown arena. Count the bucket.
And in the losing effort, Diamond Johnson has been just terrific.
27.
Superb.
That's a girl we're absolutely going to see in March Madness. We're going to see her in the WNBA. Hopefully all goes according to plan.
And Poole, too.
And Poole as well. Those are two special talents that we got to see right here at the Kyrie Invitational. Some girls, some kids, you could see it from an early age. And those are two kids you can absolutely see. Oh, my goodness gracious. Ankles taken.
And Hayes.
Hayes counting
and
one. And it's a 12-point game. And crazier things have happened. Katori Poole is not letting, they're not going to let this one get away. They sent Katori Poole right back into the game. They said, Crazier things have happened, folks.
I don't know, guys.
Crazy things have happened.
Too many waffle fries and chicken fingers.
11 point. Oh, we got another tip. I think Katori's going to.
I do appreciate the effort down the stretch, though, by the Saints.
Yeah. Oh.
And not allowing this one to get entirely out of hand.
There it is.
Kayla Johnson.
I want to see Diamond Johnson get 30. Give it a rock. Good pass.
Krista Ricks.
No, it seems like the movement that they had in the first half all but went away in the third quarter and a half of the fourth quarter. They finally got it back down. But it's too little too late at this point.
62-51, folks. You are watching the 2019 Kyrie Invitational live from the Barclays Center. Brought to you by Nike. And Slam has given us a great opportunity. I'm here courtside with the best analysts in the game right now. Kazim Famiwide.
You already know. You already know. Listen, I just want to be able to call great games, get the best seat in the house. The arena's rocking. This place is about to fill up. Huge in the next half hour. The Patrick School and Roselle Catholic.
Coming up next, our finale, game number 3.
Two Jersey powerhouses right there. Two schools that have put many players in the NBA, many players in high-level college programs. As an alumni of the Patrick School, can't wait to see what this generation of the team looks like right now. Jonathan Kuminga, Noah Farrakhan. A lot of players I'm looking forward to see today. We got about less than a minute to go. 52 seconds.
We'll have a stop here with a whistle.
Okay. Shout out to our producers working extremely hard to bring this broadcast to you live. Inbounds the ball. And Diamond Johnson's going to... Looks like Diamond Johnson's going to...
Add a whistle.
Get her third foul. Excellent game for Diamond Johnson. 27 points. Excellent game for Katari Poole, 26 points. Looking like she's about to add to that or not. I want to see her pull up.
Final minute of play.
Step back. Steal.
And stolen by Hayes. So the Saints playing to the buzzer.
You know, that is absolutely.
That's her fifth and final foul.
That's what a well-coached team does. That's what a well-coached team does. They play through the buzzer. They don't mope. They don't sit and pout. They play until the buzzer sounds. Shout out to Neumann Goretti coming into Brooklyn to hostile territory where they got the extreme home field advantage.
Cameron Graham has checked in number 5 for the Saints. Both of these programs with championship pedigrees. But it looks like it will be Brooklyn's finest over the Philly Hoopers here in game number 2. Despite Kaz's claim that there was still a chance of a comeback in the final minutes.
Anybody who watches SNY The Thread, they know my nickname is Positive K. I always try to look for the good parts and anything, even in a blowout victory right here. But it looks like Brooklyn's taking it.
So a 10-point lead. Closing minute of action here in game number 2 of the 2019 Kyrie Invitational.
Yeah.
Poole has got 26 points. We're going to try to catch up with her in the postgame. Unreal. That's exactly what Cuff Jr. had in game number 1.
Listen, we've had some incredible performances today in the first 2 games. But I feel like tonight's...
No duds so far. Both these games really, really good.
No duds so far. Lots of highlights, lots of action, lots of crossovers, big shots. But I got a feeling this next game is going to be a heavyweight title fight. Feels like it's going to be some Ali Frazier going on. 2 big programs with big hearts, big reputations, big players. Can't wait to see that.
Free throw is good. Saints will inbound, and there is Johnson again. Maybe a chance to dial up one more time from deep. The 3 is off the mark. Price on the rebound and the foul.
This has to be the longest 50 seconds in the history of basketball.
I think Kyrie has gotten maybe 100 hugs in the last 35 seconds of actual game clock.
Oh, man.
That's a stylish dude right there.
A very stylish dude. I see the blazers that he got on his feet. Hard body.
And his other half is pretty stylish as well.
Oh, yeah. What was that, mink? Was it mink cone?
I think you can interview Kyrie. I'll go over there and keep her company.
Let's do it, man.
In between.
I'll make that happen, bro.
Nike comes out with some of the best stuff, too. There's no doubt about that.
My goodness. Anything from Nike.
We might not get any of that swag, but the actual Nike stuff is really, really good stuff.
It's nice.
Dressed to impress. You can buy your own Nike swag at Nike.com.
Yes, sir.
Final seconds here of game number 2, and it is all South Shore. They will close this one out. 64-53 the final. We will try to get Miss Poole in the post game now to talk about her 26-point performance and getting matched up against Diamond Johnson. Folks, stay with us. More action coming up right here on the stream at the Kyrie Invitational. One of these. You could do it if you want. It's up to you. We could do it together. I mean, whichever.
For Neumann Goretti High School, Diamond Johnson. And for South Shore High School, Kyrie Poole.
Take it off.
This afternoon's MVPs of the 2019 Kyrie Invitational. Congratulations.
Great game, by the way. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Kaz here at the Kyrie Invitational, here with the player of the game in Southside, Kyrie Poole. Your hometown in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, you dropped 26 points. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know, we just came off the flight yesterday. It's good to always get a championship, come back, get a win in our own place.
Now you went up against Diamond Johnson. It was a great head-to-head matchup. And you hit a three right here, turned around before it even went down. What was going through your mind when they left your hand?
I was just feeling it, man. You know, it's always good to have the crowd behind you. You know, you got your great team member, great win. It just felt good. I knew it was going in.
So what else are the plans for you for Southside going into the rest of the season?
We're going to try and win this Federation here in New York, you know, put New York on our backs and, you know, just go out with a bang for my senior year and the rest of these teams.
It's already a great game. You were awesome. Go get your trophy. We're going to be right back to Patrick School, Roselle Catholic. It's your boy Kaz, Bobby C, my guy. Kyrie's here. Everybody's here. It's lit.